Today I'm working on a GoPro Hero 5. Took a rock to the lens, had it on the front of the race car, and it hit so hard that it not only cracked and broke this, but it jolted the camera itself pretty good. The lens is not compromised from what I can see at all, and I've wiped it, but when you turn the camera on, it's fuzzy. So we'll just replace the camera too. I got a new camera, lens, and cover. So here's the new camera. I've got a lot of extra parts for these. I've had to tear a lot of these cameras apart over the years. And then a new one of those. So we're going to start by taking the battery out. Take the card out too. And then you gotta, like I said, I've taken mine apart. So this camera is not waterproof anymore by any means. You would have to buy a new deal and seal to seal this back to waterproof again, but you're pretty much just prying this cover up off. Use one of our little pry tools here. This is just stuck on. A little bit of heat probably wouldn't hurt. There it goes. Just keep working it around and it'll come loose. There it goes. As you can see, there's like a glue, and I've had this one apart before. This one I kind of had to do the same thing already with this one years ago. I was flying it with the drone. You can see where the prop caught the cover of it. But I don't do anything water with these, so it doesn't matter tearing them apart. I do have ones that have not been opened up, so if I want to do water, recording underwater, anything, I can do it. There's 6 screws. You're going to want to take those out, and then this whole face comes off. You're going to use a T3 bit. So this last month has been pretty rough on camera equipment and drones. I'm down 2 drones right now, and I lost one of these cameras completely. And I have this one's damaged pretty good, and then I've got another one that's got a messed up, just the outer lens. Just got to change that out. So now this is just gonna, actually there's a door over here. We'll just take this off. I'm not really sure if that's gonna cause any issues. So these little things, these ports, they got to go down so that thing can slide out, because the majority of that stays, just the inners come out. So as you're kind of moving on that, you're going to probably maybe want to push on those a little bit to get them to kind of go. Let's come over here. Oh, see, there it goes. So you want that to slide back. And then be careful, there's going to be a ribbon in there. You don't want to pull on that ribbon cable. So where we're after is basically right there. So we'll, oh, well, that would be a problem. It got hit so hard it knocked that sensor off the back. So let's go ahead and just put that back in place maybe. And we'll shove the battery in it and we'll give it a try, because I'd prefer not to put a new lens in there if I don't have to. That's interesting. I've never had that happen before. So let's go ahead and put the battery back in it. I guess the battery could have stayed in it. For some reason I thought that cage slid out with it, but I guess not. Oh, yep, it's good now. So we'll just go ahead and put some super glue on that and just glue that back. See, because when you pull that away, it gets all foggy. Push it tight. So we're gonna go ahead and save this camera. It'll definitely, I take it with me every time I go out just in case I need to do this, but I prefer not to be tearing these all apart in the field. So we'll go ahead and just kind of dab some glue on there and kind of glue that back in place. And then we should be pretty good with that. We'll put the new lens on it, put it back together and everything. So let's go ahead and power it off. Take the battery back out. Especially now we've got all this electronic stuff exposed. So yeah, this hit, it got hit pretty hard. I was actually pretty surprised it didn't actually break the lens itself, but it jolted it enough to knock that card off the back of the lens, or whatever you want to call that. So let me grab some super glue and we'll go ahead and dabble that on there and see what happens. So we're just going to go on the corners and just do a little dab on each corner. It's not going to take much. So we'll put a little bit. You don't want to get it down into that opening because you don't want it to leach down into the electronic part of this, just the outside. Try to do all four corners too so it doesn't pop off again, because it's probably going to take another shock. Like I said, I'm pretty hard on my camera equipment. Some of it I've had around for a while, some of it does not last very long. My little Neo is finally died. Well, it itself, it didn't die, the camera's done though. I'm having to replace that too. Push that on and just kind of hold it in place. Okay, I had to take this off. I was having problems getting that staying tight. The glue wasn't setting very fast, so we got a rubber band around it just to kind of hold it there tight, keep it. But I unplugged these ribbon connectors. They just go there, you just pull up on them and they just pop off. There's those three, and then this white one was up in here underneath that tape. So we'll let this sit for a while and then we'll stick all this back together. Just want to make sure that that's tight. Okay. I'd say that's set up enough to go ahead and stick it back together. But that's on there tight now. So we'll go ahead and put these. Actually, I'll point out real quick. So here's one water seal, this blue seal going all the way around. And then around this screen as well, there's a water seal to keep the water from coming in on the back side of that board. So when you open this up, you've compromised both of those seals. So just keep that in mind. You can replace these seals. You can put this back to waterproof again, but honestly, once I opened it, I wouldn't fool with it in the water. Unless you put it in a clear hard case. You just got to be patient when you're working on this stuff. You don't want to rush through anything or be rough with it, because you don't want to rip these Gotta make sure you put this back the right way. Just like that. Just apply a little pressure, and when it's lined up, it'll pop on. Don't be too rough with it. So we got that first one on, so this one will be easy then. And the next one should just right in place. Now we got this one over here. That went right there. So we'll go ahead and fold that back. And then goes that way. And then you're going to want to put that tape back over there just to hold that on there, because as you can see, when these things take a hard jolt, things come loose. And you're just going to want to slide all that back in there. These little edges, you want to be gentle getting them around all that. There we go. Pop those screws back in. To replace that camera eye and the sensor on the back, it's not, you're just basically unplugging a ribbon cable and then just kind of taking that whole the whole thing off as one, and it just replaces all of that. You just plug the new one in and then do exactly what we did. Shoot, putting this back together. This little stuff's hard to mess with. Good light helps too, doing stuff like this. Okay, that's back in place. All the screws are tight. Again, this seal being pried off has been compromised, so I'm not going to do anything about that. You can buy new covers and all new stuff, but what I'm going to do is do a little dab of super glue, maybe in the corners, and then I think that's what that was super glue. I am going to wipe that LCD screen off first. So I got one of these little lint-free jobbies. We'll just give that a little wipe down. We'll clean the inside of this one too. That's the outside, it's pretty dirty. I don't have any new covers. So we'll go ahead and put this on. Like I said, we'll put a little dab of super glue. Do one there. And then maybe one over here. Maybe a little something off to the edge there. That way, if you got to get this back open, it's still possible. Okay, we got this thing stuck back together. Everything looks good. So we'll go ahead and put the new lens on it. We'll wipe the eye off. So that's nice and clean. Oh, this looks like a used one. Shoot. Yeah, it's got burn marks in it. This must have been from when I was welding. It's all right. There we go. Then we'll put the battery back in it. Bam. It's nice and clear. Picture looks good. We'll clean it up.